Hey, what's up guys, Andy here, and today we're going over my top 5 fights in all of Black Clover's anime. Especially, just the anime. I want to get that clear. I don't read the manga because I review weekly, so no spoilers from the manga in the comments, please. But with that being said, my list is opinionated. It's my opinion, and there will be major and minor spoilers throughout this entire video. So if you're an anime-only watcher and you're not caught up, I don't recommend watching this because there are some big ones. Maybe even the biggest spoiler in the entire series. So yeah, with that being said though guys, let me know your all's list down below because our lists are not going to be the same. You're probably going to hate my number 5 and number 1 pick. The other 3 I think are kind of like easy picks for some people. I feel like those would be on most people's lists. But yeah, I had a lot of fun setting this up, and I was thinking like, what is my favorite fight? So I listed them all down. I had like 8 ready, and I was like, okay, let's put this video together. But without doing honorable mentions, because I might make a part 2 to this. We'll have to see though. If y'all do enjoy this video though, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into this review.
They say you don't ever go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna be alone in the world out there.
So my number 5 is Asta versus Revchi, and basically, this is a great opening fight in my opinion. It really shows what the series has to offer and what it's going to be offering, at least for the early stages. And with that being said, it lays all the cards out on the table. He can test how much magic an opponent has, and Asta has none. Yuno's also already caught here, so it's fight or die here for Asta, and he can't really fight. He has no magic. We also know he doesn't have a grimoire from earlier in the episode. We then cut over to his inner monologue where he's talking to himself while just getting kicked and he's bashing himself. And that's when Yuno utters the words, "He's my rival." And that's what really set this one up to the number 5 pick for me. It was so, like, I was just debating, I'm like, should this even be on my list at all? And then when I rewatched it and Yuno goes, "You're not going to be Wizard King." And he was like, "You're my rival." It was just so fucking great. Plus he gets his grimoire here. It's just badass in general. But yeah, let's move on. So my number 4 pick is Mereoleona versus Raya, and if you watched my weekly reviews, I loved this. I feel like Raya kind of got shafted a little bit, but then again, Mereoleona is set up to be like the most badass character ever. But that's not why this fight is on my list, personally. I loved it and I thought it was a great fight, no doubt, but it was getting the revenge for Fugelion that really set Mereoleona up to this stage, and basically she risked her own life to save Asta and Zora. So it was such a good scene intertwined in with a great fight. We also got to learn about the Mana Zone and everything here, and it was just high tier quality. But like I said, I feel like Raya kind of got dicked on a little bit. I feel like he should have been a little bit stronger, or at least been able to block a few more attacks. But when his third eye opened, he did do a little bit better. But then again, you know, it's still like all this training and everything built up. It's just they're setting up her to be such a badass character. And I feel like she's got so much more to do in the series. So yeah, there's not really much I'm going to argue about in this one at all. It's a great fight, great scene. I only didn't rank it higher because the other 3 fights on this list I just feel like they're a little bit higher up on my personal list. So yeah, it's just like I said, personal opinions, guys. Just let me know what you all think in the comments down below. I will try to respond to every one of them because I really want to know what you all think and what you all think are the best fights. But yeah, with that being said, let's get to number 3. So coming in at number 3, we have Asta versus Ladros, and the only reason this fight is over Asta versus Mars is because this is where I was starting to get into reviewing the series. So when I seen this fight, I was hyped up because I had previously watched everything up to this point, all in like 2 weeks. So it was just like everything was setting up for this fight, and it was such a good fight. What I really loved about this one was the animation. I don't know why, it was just such a good animation for some reason, and it was like basic stuff to an extent on some of it, but I loved it. And we also got to see Asta's fucking demonic power here, dude. It was insane. And I know I'm not the guy to be talking about, oh, well, in this fight, Asta did C4 squared and got this and did this. I don't know all the technical terms. I forget a lot of stuff, but this form he has is amazing. It's awesome. We only get to see it a few times this early on. Like, now we're starting to see it a little bit more and more and more, but, like, this was the first time that we got to see it, like, full power here. And I just loved the fight overall. I think it was a great fight, and even though Ladros was kind of like a douchebag character, I feel like he was great. I thought he fit the bill perfect. But let's move on to a fight that everyone has on their list. So yes, my number 2 is Julius versus Patry, or Patry Licked, or Licked Wannabe, whatever you want to call him. This fight was incredible, and the way it ended was just so displeasing, to the point to where it's like, this is beautiful. Like, it's odd. It's an odd dynamic. You don't want it to happen, but then again, you're like, this is perfect. Like, this plays into the story perfectly. The Wizard King protects the entire kingdom, but can't protect himself in the same time. So it was just such a good scene, and the whole thing with Vengeance, we all seen it coming. Everyone's seen it coming, but then when Yami kind of stopped it, like put some of the concern to bed, it was like, maybe he's not. So it started like getting like ideas in my head, like, well, maybe it's not him. But then like at the end, I kind of knew. Unfortunately for me, Julius's death got spoiled, so it wasn't as big of a shock when it happened. So I don't know how everybody else felt, but like I was just kind of like, please don't do it here, not like this. And it happened. It happened. I didn't expect it to happen. I don't know if this series is going to go the way that some other shows have. We might see him back, we might not. I doubt it, but forget the death, forget all that aside. This fight was perfect. It was the typical villain versus hero here. It's, I can't beat you, so I'm going to target everybody you hold dear. And you're going to have to protect them, and when you let your guard down to protect them, you're done. And that was the way this fight went. So yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much. But let's move on to my number 1 pick. So my number 1 pick is Finral versus Longris, and you might be asking, which encounter? The one they had first, or the second one that just happened? And my answer to that is both. I'm combining them together, because if not, these would be my number 1 and 2. So the first fight was the more epic fight, in my opinion, and the second fight was the more emotional fight. I said this in my review, the first one was a lot more flashy, it was a lot better, but the second fight was the meaning fight. It was, I'm gonna save my little brother from this bullshit that's going on. And if y'all don't know, Finral is my favorite Black Bull, if not my favorite character in general. And this scene right here, where Longris was going to kill Finral in that opening fight they had, and everybody stepped in and stopped him. And they were like, what do you think you're doing? Like, you take one more step and we're gonna kill you. Like, you need to back up, buddy. It was such a great scene. It lended to this fight so heavy. Not counting the animation was on fleek these episodes. And, yeah, I'm just a Finral fuckboy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I love Finral's character. I love Longris as a villain. I feel like he could have been played up a little bit more, but then again, he is kind of like a side villain, so I get it. But yeah, if you all are questioning my picks, this is my list. What's your number 1 pick? Because I can easily see how Julius and Patry would be over Finral and Longris. Maybe even this fight ain't on anyone's list, but it's on mine. Because I loved both of these fights. And when he punched Longris in the face, best scene in the entire show in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that's the best scene and you better believe it or not. But yeah, with that being said though guys, I guess that's the end of this one. I mean, there's not too much more to talk about until the next edition of this, possibly, maybe. I got a few more picks and fights I want to talk about, but we'll have to get to those at a later date. With that being said, though, guys, I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.